fun ride for us, just watching them grow and develop. And I think your support for them was seen, and it was recognized, because everything that they ever needed, whether it was a convention, also our partners, and folks that supported us, ECMLS, where's Mallory? She's over there. LendSmart, Emerald Coast Title Services.
Yes.
It was a collective together that made this all possible. But I felt like Chuck Bailey had the dream team, because man, like these folks made it so easy for me and Brandy. And I know, Joe, you really attribute that you had the best class ever. Same thing for you.
I had the best class ever.
Yes. It's because,
And look, they're on this board. Who can say that?
Hold on. I said we had the best class, but this class stood out.
But I think what you're gonna find is you've now got your next level of leaders that are going to emerge.
absolutely.
And after their presentation, our heads are gonna kind of spin a little bit, but turn it over to my folks.
We are all so excited to be here and tell you about the project that we came to. A lot of the common themes you'll hear us talk about today is community impact and being in the right place at the right time. And that's really how we came across our project, which is the Hope House, which is a youth shelter in Crestview. The way that this project came about was really just this kind of crazy story. John Thornton, who's an agent in our office, I saw a Facebook post from a woman named Karen in Crestview word of mouth last year. And she said, hey, my shelter needs a washer. Can anyone help us? And John saw this post and thought, every kid needs clothes, like clean clothes. Yes, absolutely. He reaches out to Karen, finds out the Hope House is right around the corner from where he's lived for a long time, didn't know it was there, gets his team on there, they get a new washer in. He invites Karen and her team to his company Christmas party that he has for his HVAC business every year. At that Christmas party, Karen happened to be sitting at a table with none other than Polly McMillan, who's also an agent. And Polly learns that the Hope House really has this huge need. They don't get a lot of funding from the state. They don't have a lot of community support because a lot of us don't really know that they're there. And so Polly brought that to our agents at our brokerage and said, these people need help, how can we help them? As a brokerage, we went and met with them and kind of helped clean out a storage closet and build a fence. And then we were presented with our LDP group of where is somewhere we can make an impact, and here we are today.
Hi, my name is Kevin Stamper. I'm the Vice President of Development for Lutheran Services Florida. And if you don't know Lutheran Services Florida, that's totally fine. We've been around for over 40 years throughout the state of Florida, doing all kinds of different things. We started off with just a collection of Lutheran churches that had their own little pockets, or they were serving their community in their own ways. They came together and said, what if we organized? What if we created something where we could serve people in a more efficient and effective way together? Because the Lutheran way, and I'm not a Lutheran, maybe you're not a Lutheran, but the Lutheran way was always that you would come together and you would move to a certain area, and what you would do is you'd first build your home, and then secondly, you'd come with your community to build your church. The third thing you do is they would always come together and build an orphanage, because they felt like that was their responsibility, was to care for the people in need around them. And today, we've continued to kind of live by that mission. We provide hope, help, and healing to people in need. Today, we actually serve 1 in 50 Floridians directly through our Lutheran services. So different things that we have around the state of Florida, whether it's substance abuse, mental health, whether it's Head Start services, which we actually have in Okaloosa County now, but in other areas as well, or whether it's through what we do with what we call Family Focus, which is foster care or adult advocacy services, or kids in different shelters. We still continue to provide hope, help, and healing in those different ways. And so we've grown considerably. We're, again, one of the largest nonprofits in the state with over 2,200 employees across the state of Florida, managing $438 million a year. But the main deal is we don't just provide programs. That's not really what we're interested in or what we think we do best. It's not providing programs or shelters or putting people in a bed to make sure that they're safe or making sure that they have counseling so that they get what they need. The main thing we provide is we provide hope to people who are in need. Maybe people thought that the hope had bypassed them and it wasn't for them. And there's no better place for that, and no place that honestly is kind of more exciting for us to see that happen than a house that we have in Crestview called Hope House. It's kind of this hidden gem. It's just this little house on a random street, kind of in the middle of nowhere, and people don't really pay a lot of attention to it. However, it served over 100 kids a year that come in from different backgrounds. So it could be kids that come from juvenile justice, where a judge will say you can either go into the juvie system or you can go to this house. And when they come into the house, they can get counseling, put right back on the right track, so they don't continue down the slide that they're on. Or it may be kids that come in from homelessness, where mom maybe living in a car, or maybe living in another shelter where she needs a place for her kids, and we are the place where those children will go. Sometimes we get kids that come out of trafficking, and we're the first stop to make sure that they get the counseling they need to get back on their feet. Sometimes we have children that come from foster care situations, and they just need a place to be as they await a longer term placement. Whatever it might be, we're kind of that first stop for these children in crisis that we help, not just restore them with counseling, although we do that, or not just to give them a bed and a shelter, although we do that, and we're very good at those things. The main thing we provide is we provide hope for them once again. And what's crazy is we have this place, we've had this place for over 35 years, Hope House has been there, but it kind of gets lost in the sauce, if I'm being honest. It's something that's not really looked for unless you need it. Till you need it, then you don't see it. But this group of realtors, this group, and I don't know all this, the backstory of how they ended up there. I just know that there was a group with Heather, and with John, and Mallory, this group that came together, and they found this place called Hope House.
Oh, here it is.
Kids 10 to 17 were coming into this place, and they walk out different than they came in. And for some reason, they took this place on as if it was their own. And I cannot tell you how grateful we are for what they've done and what they continue to do. And so I don't know how to best put it into words, but I do want to say, on behalf of not just us, the organization, not just me as a person who works in this field, but on behalf of the youth we serve, I want to say thank you to this team, because they have taken this on as not just a project, not just a one-off, but they have lived and breathed making this place a place as beautiful as the youth it serves. They have taken on this idea of bringing hope, help, and healing to kids in need in a real, tangible way, way over and above whatever requirements they have. And they've come in and they've painted the shelter. It looks incredibly different now, where they put in the sweat equity to make that happen. They worked with other companies and providers and got donations to put a new roof on the house. Literally had water dripping through the ceiling at different times. I mean, they changed the trajectory of this place, and that place will change the trajectory of so many lives. And so we are so grateful for the partnership they've had with us and that they will continue to have with us. I really can't speak highly enough or say thank you enough for everything that they've done. But I do want to just acknowledge that and say thank you for being a part of bringing hope, help, and healing to those in need right in your backyard. And again, from the bottom of my heart and from the bottom of the hearts of the kids that we serve, we say thank you so much for all that you've done for us. So that's all I wanted to share. Thank you for letting me share with you as well. But thank you to you and your
You guys gonna vote first then? Yes. It's because I'm so nervous talking in front of large groups of people. We're talking about the impacts that the Hope House has had on each of us. As an educator as well, we have had exposure to kids in learning environments, and it's just having a strong home life is extremely important. And I have 2 daughters, as most of you know, and it's just being able to go out there and make a home environment better for these kids so that they can grow into that and hopefully I don't want to choose the wrong words here, but beat the system. Beat the hands that they've been dealt, right? And that's the impact that it had. And my hope is that the Hope House grows even past 2025 for us. And that's what I've got. That's all I've got.
Hi, I'm Holly Darcy, and I'm so honored to stand up here today. The idea for this project really tugged at my heartstrings from the very beginning. Without going into a deep dive, my childhood was tumultuous and unstable, and me and my 3 little brothers faced a tremendous amount of adversity in our formative years, much like many of the youth who arrive at the Hope House. People often say that children are so resilient, but let's be honest, there are circumstances where they simply shouldn't have to be. But even in some of the darkest moments of my life, there were people and places that offered safety and encouragement, and somehow I'm beating the odds and have found growth and success far beyond what I could ever have imagined. As I continue to work on this project and watch it all come together, largely thanks to my fellow LDP friends, I found myself thinking often about the children who call this place home for a day or two or for months at a time. I wondered how they would like their new bedroom decor, and I caught myself daydreaming about the downtime that they would get to enjoy in their new living room space that we designed. I believe that the Hope House offers the same kind of safety and encouragement that I needed as a child, and I truly believe that many of these little humans are going to go on to do great things. Becoming involved with the Hope House was a no-brainer, and I'm so grateful that this project is now part of my life story. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Fair, and when I look back at the Hope House project and the way that it impacted me, I really find so much happiness and fulfillment with how our community came together to support us in our idea on how to fix it up. Reaching out to a lot of different vendors and getting them on board in itself was just so amazing, and it kept us motivated to keep going and find out what else we can do for them. I have always considered myself somewhat of a problem solver. I feel like I shine more in a supporting role, but this project really gave me the opportunity to find out that leadership isn't only being front and center, it's also being the pieces that build the bridges that help people cross them, and that's something that really resonated with me. A lot of moments that really grounded me is being at the Hope House and being able to speak with the staff and the kids and knowing that what we're doing is impacting them positively and making a big difference to them. Even just painting a room made such a big difference, and you could just see it in their spirit. Also, something that I really appreciate is getting to know every single person in our LDP group. Our personalities are so vastly different, and you couldn't make it up how well we get along together and the impact that we made. So that's something that I'll keep forever as well. I do want to thank our leadership team, Thomas and Brandy and Melanie and Ashley, for always supporting us and just being there for every call or text. And I'm really grateful to find out that all I needed to do is believe that I can do difficult things, and I learned that through this project and with this group. So, that's it.
Hi, my name is Taylor Labno, if you don't know me. When this was brought up, I was all for it. I have family that's been in and out of the foster system. I have 5 cousins that my aunt and uncle had adopted through the foster system, and my dad was the battalion chief and police commander for the town back home. There's a lot of times he bring me to the office to help sit with kids and they were moving from houses. I'm gonna get choked up, sorry. But knowing what your first night is, and usually you have a trash bag or just clothes on your back. So when Heather brought this up, it was like, yeah, how can we help? My time was very stretched over the summer and not physically being able to be there, but I told her, I have no problem asking for anything. I have no problem calling people saying, hey, this is our project, what can you do? We didn't have to make 1 Amazon list, we had to make 2, and I believe there's now a 3rd Amazon list. Things are being bought out at an extremely rapid pace because people just want to help. And that's one of the things I've learned through LDP is you don't always have to be front and center, you can take a step back, and everybody has different skills, and as a leader, you just see what those skills are and let people play those out. So my skill is in connecting people, and honestly, course, worst case scenario is a no. But to see the transformation that was made in the house and hearing from the kids themselves saying wow and how much better they felt, that was pinnacle of everything.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Slater, and this project means to me, first when we started the project, we had no idea how we would all have a connection in this way. We all just showed up and we were ready to go and we were gonna help with a servant heart any way that we could. A short story about me, my youngest is adopted and he very well could have been in a situation like this. And just restoring the hope for the staff. I mean, they had lost hope through this process, but at each turn and every project that we completed and kind of checked that off of the list for them and the issues that they had that they couldn't get the help for, and that we were able to do that, it brought hope back to the house, and then it passed on to the children, and then the children were getting excited about everything, and they would thank us for making their beds, and they would thank us for making everything so nice for them to be able to enjoy. So Hope House for me, we restored the hope for not only the staff but the children, and I hope that together we can continue this path forward even after LDP. And I think with the strong connections that we have as a team, that we've made that pact that we're gonna do that going forward. So Hope House is very special to all of us, and I thank you for this opportunity.
Hey everybody, I'm Matt Hoover. Hope House, I didn't realize was gonna have the impact that it did. I didn't know the situations that these kids really came from until some of the staff actually were talking to us one-on-one about the difficulties and the struggles they have of going into the system. Being able to go in, get our hands dirty, get a lot of the community involved was really eye-opening to see how many people out there, just in Crestview alone, or even Fort Walton, all these other places that we all have connections with, were just so willing to give time, money, all the donations. These Amazon lists filled up in a day like it was nothing. Being able to see the staff get hope. The staff was overjoyed to see all of us in there just helping them without any kind of want in return. Craziest thing I think about was yesterday. Me and my son were delivering drywall to go finish up the laundry room. He goes, Dad, all my friends that come over to our house and hang out, like almost every one of them have been through there. And he had no clue what or where it was. So seeing the impact of what this place does for these kids who are troubled is just eye-opening, and it's amazing to see what all of us have done.
Hi, I'm Catherine Pittman. One of the parts about the project that I thought was so special was just seeing all of the invisible strings that connect everyone. And it was connecting our pasts, our childhoods, connecting with vendors. Absolutely, this was a God thing. Kim, don't look at me. But it was just so amazing. Like, we would come up with a simple project. We're gonna paint upstairs, and that was kind of our vision. We're gonna do some new comforters. Then Stephanie says, like, let's do the roof. And the immediate fear of, like, how do we come up with money for the roof? How do we come up with the shingles? All these things. But every time we raised the bar, the community just came to meet us. If we said, hey, we're gonna redo all the lights, I'm talking within minutes, everything's at Lowe's, go pick it up. We need $5,000 to finish the roof. Through a very long series of events, people came together and there was a random $5,000 donation, money that was available for a project. They heard about Hope House from 14 different levels of connections, and that $5,000 got gifted to us to go towards it. So these are things that you can't logically explain how we got here. Doing this project, I think we probably thought $1,000, maybe $2,000. I think we probably have 20 to 25,000 in things that happened at this house. But seeing the kids come in, like I said, seeing the staff come in and see the change in their attitude, their demeanor, I think there was a sense of hopelessness here. Like, it just is what it is. We have to deal with the roof leaking and the stuff being yucky, and these bedrooms were disgusting when we first came in. It was just really hard to go see that and then just leave. And I'm so thankful for our team and how every time any of us said, what if we do this? Nobody ever said, we can't do that. It was just like, okay, let's do it. And it was just magical. And thank you guys for letting us be a part of it. And thank you, Joe, for stopping me in the casino and telling me that I was doing LDP this year.
I and all of us have a story, whether it's sad, whether it's not sad, we all have our own story, and we don't get to choose what we're born into. We don't get to choose our family, our parents, and so much of that is true for these Hope House kids. And this project, I think what stood out the most for me was going into the house. It doesn't matter that they are in a bad situation. It doesn't matter maybe that mom dropped them off and is not coming back for them. They still choose to have goals. They had vision boards made. One of them wanted to be a nurse. She told us all about how she wanted to be a nurse. She had a whole board made of that. So I think it's really powerful that it doesn't matter what situation they're in, they still choose to have goals and dreams. So I hope going into this project, I hope it gave them hope and let the staff also know that not only do we support them, but they have an entire community behind them that is supporting them.
Hey everybody, I am Mallory Fodiatis, and so as you've seen, our class, the LDP 2025, chose Hope House, and Hope House provides a safe, stable, and loving environment for youth who have endured I had to go last. I didn't keep looking my direction. These kids have endured more than most of us adults will ever. Get it together. Okay. But their mission goes far beyond the walls of this building. It's a message that is spoken straight to the hearts of these kids. You are seen, you are heard, and you are deeply loved by God. You matter, and your story matters. So since March, this amazing group of people have been hands-on, renovating and refreshing this facility. And I know it, for me, was a massive project, and I think way more than what we all anticipated it to be. But then last week I got this video from Kevin, and he said something that stopped me in my tracks. And he said, they have taken on this place to make it as beautiful as the youth that they serve. And that stayed with me, because it reminded me that what we do, every relationship, every connection, creates a foundation for us to pour into projects like this. So Hope House is more than just a service project. It is a great reminder that our purpose is much bigger than our production, and that when we show up with our gifts, our time, and our hearts, God multiplies the impact far beyond what we can see. So thank you for letting us be a part of something that is truly important and that is going to continue for the
Hi, I'm Samantha Lapamardo. Hope House, there's three words that come to my mind when I think about our project this year. Number one, safety. Obviously this is a safe place and a safe home for these kids, and something that hit me really hard when we were there one day was there was a parent dropping their child off, and as a mom now myself, it just really hit me that you have to feel as a parent that you're doing the right thing, dropping your child off, because they're in a bad spot, and hoping that this is the most safe place that they can be. So us going there and being able to help to provide this safe space for them, and to provide a warmer space for them was really, really important. Another word is community. There are so many people, not just our LDP class and our instructors, but so many people, Jason and Kim, people that came in and helped us. You saw in the pictures on our work days that, you know, got their hands dirty with us, and it really does take a community. It takes a village to accomplish something like this. So our class, although we took this on and, like Kevin said, really just lived and breathed it, there are so many people in this room that we could not have done that without, and vendors as well. I mean, there was not anyone that
I called on as a vendor, and my classmates, there isn't anybody that was called upon that said, no, I'm not gonna do that, no, I can't do that. They were like, how can I help more? So to see our community come together, was incredibly moving. And then the third word is just dedication. Obviously, we're all busy in our own lives with real estate, our families, other things that we have going on, and this class literally dedicated so much time and effort to this project this year and to just LDP in general. People really, really showed up, and with just so much dedication. So thank you to my classmates, thank you. This LDP has been so incredible, like I'm so grateful for it, and I'm excited to see where this project goes next. I'm hoping we can get it into Camo committee this year or next year, and just continue, because these kids and their staff are just so grateful. So thank you guys for the opportunity.
So as you can see, this has been a really huge impact, not just on us, not just on the community, but the kids and the staff. I think that that was a big surprise to see how much of an impact it made on the staff. I will reiterate how every time I put a need out, a Facebook post, even if it wasn't an Amazon list, hey, I need someone, they have a broken window, within 30 minutes, my phone's blowing up from different people. How can I help? I've already called the glass company, windows paid for, all of these things. That has really been such a huge eye-opener for me of how much of a community, when we all come together, that we really, like Catherine had said, the little strings that attach, that reach all of us, how much of an impact that we all really have, and how many people we all in this room know that can help us continue to make those impacts. And some of the meetings that we had throughout the year and conversations we've had with Kevin and other members of the Hope House, I kind of got the feeling that the Hope House was almost on the chopping block before we came on. That there wasn't a lot of, they don't have a community support. We didn't know a lot of us didn't know it existed, and that's not, they're not on the chopping block anymore. They are seen, they know we're there. I also had reached out, they have a sister home in Pensacola called the Curry House. So several people in this room helped me connect with the Pensacola area MLS, and now they are helping with their committees to help the Pensacola house. They need new flooring and they need paint, and now they are helping on that end of things where we can. So I just want to thank everyone on our team. I know we took on a lot. We didn't think it would be as big as it was. We are still doing a lot. Today we have drywall going in the laundry room right now as we speak. We will be painting it hopefully this weekend, new washers and dryers going in next week. And we're hoping, as we continue to move forward beyond LDP, that we can help raise funds for a 15-passenger van, in case anybody's got a checkbook. Thank you all very much. I know we took up a lot of time, but we really appreciate you all and our fearless leaders for bringing us here this year.